chapters 167 to 168. Is this the same boring transformation again? It's useless, my foolish brother Prince. No matter what form you take, you'll still meet your end at my hands. Rigger dismissed GT Vegeta's transformation into Super Saiyan IV with a cold, arrogant tone, clearly unimpressed. Stop spouting nonsense, GT Vegeta shot back. If you want to kill me, then you'd better have the skills to back it up. The moment GT Vegeta's voice fell, his body moved with lightning speed, transforming into a red blur. In less than a fraction of a second, he appeared in front of Rigger and launched a powerful punch, unleashing his full strength. But Rigger didn't even flinch. With a calm expression, Rigger raised his hand and effortlessly caught Vegeta's fist. Boom! What? Impossible! This is absolutely impossible! GT Vegeta's face twisted with shock and disbelief. His attack, one that used his full power, had been completely neutralized as if it were nothing. Is this the extent of your power, Vegeta? Rigger asked mockingly, shaking his head in disappointment. It seems I've overestimated you. Before Vegeta could react, Rigger's knee drove into his chest with immense force. Boom! Ah! The impact was devastating. GT Vegeta was sent flying backward, coughing up blood as he soared through the air. The crimson trail left a vivid arc before his body slammed into the ground hundreds of feet away. GT Vegeta groaned as he struggled to get up, blood trickling from the corner of his mouth. He wiped it away with the back of his hand, but his expression remained grim. Damn it! This guy is way too strong, GT Vegeta muttered, clenching his fists. Even my Super Saiyan IV's full power attack didn't leave a scratch on him, but his knee strike nearly incapacitated me. He took a deep breath, frustration and anger building inside him. I can't beat him, GT Vegeta admitted to himself, the weight of the realization pressing down on him. The gap between us is enormous. It's unbearable. Vegeta! From the sidelines, Goku watched the battle with a grave expression. Vegeta's Super Saiyan IV form was immensely powerful, yet Rigger had injured him with barely any effort. This guy's strength is outrageous, Goku thought. Even if we all work together, we might not be able to take him down. Ha! X2. Realizing the severity of the situation, Goku and Vegeta powered up in unison. With battle cries of determination, both of them transformed into their Super Saiyan blue forms. Their intense auras filled the battlefield as they prepared for the inevitable clash. Whoosh! Rigger's body blurred, and in an instant, he appeared in front of GT Vegeta once more. GT Vegeta, still kneeling on the ground, looked up at his older brother. My poor brother, Rigger sneered. Do you have any idea how long I've waited for this moment? For decades, I've dreamed of seeing you like this, crawling at my feet like a beaten dog, helpless to fight back. Rigger leaned in closer, his voice dripping with venom. If that proud old man could see you now, I wonder if he'd regret choosing you as his heir, though knowing his stubbornness, he'd probably cling to his decision. But no matter, Rigger continued with a cruel smile. You'll reunite with him soon enough. GT Vegeta's fists trembled as his anger boiled over. Damn it, you bastard! Stop talking down to me! GT Vegeta roared, the pain in his body momentarily forgotten as his rage consumed him. Fueled by his anger, GT Vegeta leapt into the air and launched another attack on Rigger. His power surged, stronger than before, but Rigger barely seemed fazed. Rigger, however, had no intention of ending the fight quickly. His hatred had festered for decades, and he wasn't about to let Vegeta off easily. He wanted to savor every moment of Vegeta's suffering, to make him pay for the sins of their father. On the other side of the battlefield, a figure cloaked in black approached Goku, walking step by step. The moment Goku saw him, he tensed. Who are you people? Goku demanded, his eyes narrowing. What kind of grudge do you have against us that you'd go this far to kill us? The cloaked figure stopped and slowly raised his head. revealing only his eyes. "Kakarot," the man said, in a low, familiar voice. "Let me see the results of your training over these past decades." The voice caught Goku off guard. It was eerily similar to his own. "The voice... It's exactly the same as Goku's," Krillin said in shock, echoing the thoughts of everyone present. Even Goku was stunned. How do you know my name?" he asked, his voice tinged with confusion. "And why does your voice sound just like mine? Who are you?" The cloaked man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he clenched his fists, and a golden aura erupted from his body, engulfing him in a brilliant flame. In one swift motion, he threw off his cloak, revealing his true form. His hair turned golden, spiking upward in a way that was unmistakably cyan. His appearance was identical to Goku's, down to the iconic hedgehog hairstyle. "What? You look exactly like me!" Goku exclaimed, his voice filled with disbelief. "Could you be me from another timeline? Could I have turned into a villain in another universe?" Goku clenched his fists tightly. "That's unforgivable." It was difficult for Goku to comprehend what he was seeing. If this was indeed himself from another timeline, how could he have turned into someone evil? Regardless, Goku resolved to fight with everything he had to defeat this doppelganger. The man, now fully revealed, smiled faintly. "Kakarot," he thought to himself, "you were born as a low-class warrior, with a combat power of only 2, but to see how far you've come. As your father, I can't help but feel proud. Now show me the strength you've gained through your training." The cloaked man who stood before Goku wasn't a version of him from another timeline. It was Bardock, Goku's father. Goku didn't say a word as he launched an attack on Bardock standing across from him. In his eyes, the man in front of him was just another version of himself from a different timeline, one who had gone astray and turned into a villain. That was something Goku could never forgive. Does that guy seriously think he can take on Goku's Super Saiyan Blue with just a Super Saiyan form? Krillin and Gohan watched in disbelief as Bardock, the masked fighter, powered up only to a regular Super Saiyan form with no further transformations. To them, it seemed ridiculous. No matter how powerful a Super Saiyan might be, the gap between that and Super Saiyan Blue was like night and day. Surely this battle wouldn't last long. But at that moment, Goku's fist shot toward Bardock. Bardock didn't dodge. Instead, he countered with a punch of his own. Boom! The ground beneath their feet exploded, sending rubble flying in all directions. Shockingly, neither fighter had the upper hand in that clash. Bardock didn't even flinch, much less get sent flying as everyone had expected. The sight left everyone stunned. Despite only being in his Super Saiyan form, Bardock had matched Goku, who was using Super Saiyan Blue. "This is insane. These guys are monsters," Krillin thought to himself, beads of sweat forming on his brow. He prayed silently. "Goten, hurry up! If this goes on, all of us might be killed." "What's Kakarot doing?" Vegeta growled from the sidelines. "Can't even handle a regular Super Saiyan? What a disgrace!" Fuming, Vegeta shifted his attention to Hearts, who stood nearby. He clenched his fists and instantly transformed into Super Saiyan Blue. "Oh?" Hearts smirked. "So Vegeta is my opponent? All right, let's see just how far the mortals of Universe 7 have come." Unlike Broly or Rigger, Hearts didn't grin with bloodthirst. He wasn't malicious toward mortals. His mission was to liberate them, to grant them absolute freedom. His goal was to free all mortals across dimensions and timelines from the rule of Zeno and the gods. Meanwhile, Krillin and Gohan turned their focus to Marcus. Among all their enemies, Marcus seemed the most powerful. But they had no choice. They had to take him on. If everyone worked together, maybe they could beat Marcus, despite his ability to regenerate. Krillin, for his part, wasn't any weaker than Super Saiyan 4 Trunks or the others. Marcus, however, wasn't worried in the slightest. "This power, It's incredible, Marcus muttered, absorbing the energy radiating from the battlefield. If I keep gathering power like this, my strength will reach unimaginable heights. Conquering this dimension will be child's play. For Marcus, the entire battle was just a means to an end, a way to absorb more power and grow stronger. Not far away, Broly clashed with the evil Saiyan Cumber, their fierce battle shaking the earth. The immense power these fighters wielded was enough to destroy entire galaxies, let alone a single planet like Earth. Meanwhile, at the West City Villa, Goten continued his training, undisturbed by the chaos outside. He had sensed the powerful energies from the battlefield early on, but he was at a critical stage in his training. He couldn't afford any distractions. Goten was confident that Goku and Vegeta could hold their ground for now, but if the situation deteriorated, he would have to intervene. The enemies this time were on a whole new level. One of them, a demon, had an aura nearly as potent as the Grand Priest's. Lord Goten, the battle outside is getting worse, Vados said calmly. I can feel it. Goku and Vegeta won't hold out much longer. Aren't you going to step in? If this continues, the entire planet might be destroyed and everyone will die. Faced with such a situation, she didn't expect Goten to be so calm. Goten remained silent. Closing his eyes, he focused, and a surge of energy enveloped the Earth. The crumbling planet began to stabilize as the destructive forces weakened slightly. Vados, go help the others, Goten said, finally breaking his silence. Even if you can't use your angel powers right now, you can still heal their injuries. Vados nodded. Understood, Lord Goten, but please complete your training quickly. If you don't, it might be too late. With that, she left the training room to assist the others. Back on the battlefield. Within 10 minutes, most of Earth's warriors had been defeated. Only Broly and Super Saiyan Blue Goku were still standing. GT Goku and GT Vegeta were struggling under the relentless assault of Z Broly and Rigor. Their energy was chaotic, and their injuries were severe. Bang! Bang! Two loud impacts echoed as both GT Goku and GT Vegeta were sent flying, crashing to the ground. Damn it! How can they be this strong? GT Vegeta cursed, slamming his fists into the ground. Kakarot, we can't win this fight! The Earth is doomed! Vegeta gritted his teeth, his face full of frustration. Despite how strong he and GT Goku had become, the gap in power was undeniable. Even worse, Rigor hadn't transformed into a Super Saiyan yet. If he did, GT Vegeta knew they wouldn't stand a chance. Vegeta, GT Goku said, his expression serious. If we fight separately, we'll lose. There's only one way to beat them, fusion. GT Vegeta's eyes narrowed. He hated the idea of fusion, but deep down, he knew Goku was right. Letting out a long sigh, GT Vegeta nodded. Let's do it, Kakarot. This wasn't the first time they'd used fusion. They'd done it against Janemba and Super Omega Shenron. If it meant saving the Earth and their loved ones, fusion was their only option. GT Goku smiled slightly. He wasn't surprised that GT Vegeta agreed. The stakes were too high for pride to get in the way. The two warriors stood up and moved into position, mirroring each other's movements. Z Broly and Rigor didn't interfere. They seemed almost amused, as if eager to see what GT Goku and GT Vegeta's fusion could accomplish. Fo! Xian! Ha! Their voices rang out in unison. A golden dome of light erupted, shooting into the sky. That's Father and Vegeta's fusion! GT Gohan exclaimed, feeling the familiar energy. The golden light slowly faded, revealing the fused warrior. Super Saiyan 4. Gogeta had arrived, standing tall before Z Broly and Rigor.